Yo, what's up guys, Nick Adam, Rhino Trade Insurance, Bundy 10, all that jazz. What we're doing today is a fuse board here in this cupboard behind me. This has been built out downstairs. This is going to be a shower room. So luckily enough, the guy who's doing it is ill today, which sounds awful, but it means he's not in our way. This board, we're going to give it a full test now. I came and quoted this February time, and it's taken that long for it all to get moving and going. We're moving the board from here across the other side of this wall. So if this cupboard ever comes down, which it could, you know, this is an enclosed, oh, that was a horrible noise. If this is enclosed, it's not the best to be in here, but if it's in a cupboard, I think to regulations, I wouldn't like to see it, but, you know, for certainly I'd give it a C3. But if this cupboard ever gets removed, then we've got a board very close to the zoning of a shower tray, which is a no-no. So we're going to give this a test. Hopefully, what I can see, all the cables run that way. This is a stud wall. We were going to take the floor up above, but there's a built-in wardrobe. Customer said, cut a hole in the ceiling, it's fine, because it's all being skimmed and all this sort of stuff to pull it. But the main challenge is the tails. The meter cupboard is here, outside. The tails go up to the board, and we're going to extend that. But we were having a discussion of, I would like to know the regulation. If there is one, let's say we were to leave the old tails in and put a Henley block up there, what's the regulation of extending tails across like that? If there is any, I know you're not allowed to with earthing, because it has to be continuous. But is that the same for tails? Might be, you know, sounding stupid here to everyone.
It still accessible, which is
what it is, yeah.
Technically,
yeah.
You can't really have that because then you just have tails in.
Main tails in here, and it'd be the same.
Yeah,
well, yeah, unless you were to put it within an IP rated box, the tails in that with glands, maybe. Yeah. Let us know. Okay, got this off. I was just having a walk around to see what is what. The cables unfortunately come up and go this way. So I'm going to try and see how much slack we've got. I have got a whisker extendable box if we need to. We've got shower, cooker, downstairs ring, house ring, spare, central heating, so boiler, upstairs lights and downstairs lights with an extra one. So that extra one might be in here, it might be for the garage. Just pen and paper for now. I'm just going to go downstairs. We've got shower, we've got IR, R1, R2, ZS. I'm just going to go around with a tester while I link this all through, just to get a rough guide. Normally we would test boards before we change. We've said this time and time again. We're never used to, but then it started to catch me out a little bit. So I haven't here, but there's an RCD when we came and looked at it the other week, and then we popped again. If you watch the weekly videos, we popped back around yesterday just to come and double check everything we needed for the job. If there's an RCD already on the board, 99% of the time, that's obviously covering everything. We're not going to change the board over and it's going to trip straight away, really, unless the RCD is faulty, which does happen. But with my extensive knowledge of the electrical industry, we're all right here. It shouldn't take too long. My big thing is, like you say, the tails, 25mm tails that come through the cavity. If I'm going to extend through this one, I can try and pull and tap off this one, pull the new tail down, and we'll bring them up, and then we'll either take them into the void or we will clip some surface mounted across here in some trunking. I'll speak to the customer and see what they want to do. The moment we start going up, it's within the fabric of the building. We can do it with him. If it's over 50mm, sorry, then really it's out of zones, but everyone said, oh, you need to put an RCD on it. It'd be a time delay, 100 milliamp. Obviously, so it's not messing around with the 30 milliamp itself. Let's have a test, let's have a rip off, and see where we lay. Right, I've just been on the phone to Mr. David Savoury, the fountain of knowledge of the entire electrical industry. Said to him about our little conundrum with the tails. He said there's no difference to you putting a Henley block in near it, splitting it and everything. He said there's no reason whatever. Said about the cupboard, explained the situation to him. It's like ringing my dad up again, but he didn't know anything about electrics because he was a painter. Anyway, he said no worries at all, especially with the cupboard. I spoke to the customer, this cupboard's staying around forever. As long as it's accessible, which it will be. You can put some Henley blocks in. We're then going to clip them across the ceiling. We're probably going to do the adaptable box. I was hoping that these cables would run the right way. They're not, they're running the wrong way. It looks like we'll just be putting an adaptable box, maybe on the ceiling, maybe on the wall. I'm just going to cut a hole near the stud wall over this side to see how we sit, which is the whisker box. I'm just going to nip off to the wholesaler, grab a couple of meters of tails, 16mm, some 10mm, And
Box.
yeah, unfortunately, we're right around the corner. You know, ages ago we did that video where we compared wholesaler prices for people without an account. Well, one of my local ones that I used for many years didn't like it because they come out quite expensive and decided to badmouth me to other electricians. And then those electricians decided to tell me. And so guess who doesn't buy anything from there anymore? The thousands of pounds over every month I used to spend there, all gone. So, hey ho, I'm just going to drive the other side down now and use his car, aren't you, mate? I'll give you some fuel money. I'm only joking. I'll buy you some Marylands. Yeah, we'll crack on, cut some holes and see how we look. But we're doing quite well for time, I think. We've stopped about 16 times already.
And we catched up with the plumber.
Yeah, plumber turned up after being ill and then realised we were in the way, so we went back home. Right, this is where we're at. Got to pull one more across. Whiskey relocation kit. I think I'm going to put it like that against the wall to hide these two holes. We'll do entry into the top of it here, and then we'll cut a slot in this side so it'll sit to the board around. Tail's going to be Henley blocked, and I'm going to clip them at the back and make a separate entrance hole. Ow, God, my back is terrible at the moment. That's marked out where the back of this unit is. Adam's prepping the board outside. He's going to got some tails, so let's say that's the board. You'll knock the two of the back out, all round bandit, grommet strip it, knock them out. Hopefully, because we're putting the board quite high, there should be a noggin around here. If you don't know what a noggin is, it's a cross member of wood in a stud wall, which means you can bring everything straight in here. The board's quite a little bit wider than the back of this, so that I might have to be opened up, but so far so good. I'm going to get all this all cut, get this screwed to the ceiling, put the Henley blocks on, and we'll jump back, but we're making it alright for time so far. Right, Adam's just been to the unit to get some stuff again. Adam's brought them through. Yes, got the English. He's mounted it, he's labelling up. 2 rings, 2 6mm, we've got a boiler. We're going to then run a new feed in that's going to run for the towel rail, so we're just going to put a 1 mil in on a 6 amp. Because there's only going to be 3 amp fuse in the towel rail. You what?
Can you see that? Should be 2.5.
Okay, there's little you fishing, mate. As soon as Adam's done that, I'm going to jump up, feed the tails around. I had to go get some all-round banders and blanks from the unit. Cleat that round, get them wired in. Then I can attack the box up on the top, and Adam can start wiring this up. But yeah, it's good, mate. So far, so good. I said to Adam as well, these are going to be a bit on the wonk for now until we can get the buzz bar in. That'll straighten everything up, pinch it up together, and obviously get to the right torque setting. We're getting somewhere. I know I probably always say that because we're always getting somewhere. Patched up, they're on. I'm going to stick a few cable ties around. We've pinched that back to the wall so that doesn't touch the pipes. It would be a bit neater, but unfortunately these aren't flexi tails. These are the solid core ones, so they're a bit more difficult to bend. We've just made... It's not excuses, it's trust me, because you're trying to lean... I've took the cupboard out, the central bit, so I can lean in a bit, because I screwed all this to the wall and the ceiling, and then realised how actually difficult it is to get in there and make off the connections. So they're all made off in there, left-hand side. We know what's going on. Adam's doing a cracking job. We'll jump through to him. Ow. You getting on, mate?
Oh, I'm nearly done.
Okay,
I'm onto the ones now. Obviously, these ones are all bigger cables, which are harder to bend. I've not done everything super tight yet. I'm going to torque it up, but
yeah, it's good.
Just obviously.
Happy chappy?
Yeah, the earths are a bit. Well,
I think
it is. And we didn't have any blue cable ties, so we got a red one.
that's all right. We've got to bring this switch through still, and then just change that light fitting to a BT14. So let's get some more back-breaking work done. Annoyingly, you've got the steps, which I told you to have, and I've got this. But now I'm slightly too tall for this, and it's all right to ish lean in the cupboard. But yeah, all fun and games. And we're in. Not the neatest on obviously the right hand side here, but that's because I couldn't reach it. So I'm literally just finished clipping that in.
I'm literally doing the last one.
Oh, delicious. Oh God, I'm hot. It's hot in there.
Yeah, my back hurts. I'm normally like this.
My back hurts from carrying you on jobs.
Do you want?
How rude. So yeah, happy days. We're gonna do what we need to do with the light. Put the switch this way. Equally, I've shown off on the weekly video. TIS sent us this through the other day. The TIS 870. Yeah. Which is a socket. So you plug that into the socket. You switch the switch on the bottom to the left. That then you do the woo-woos on the find across the board, and it helps you find the what breaker the socket's on, which is really cool. It'd be nice if they made like a bulb that you could plug into it on lights, but it's quite easy to find what light circuit's what. Yeah, three-phase stuff. That's what I saw them doing it on the board on the video. But yeah, very cool piece of kit. We're trying it out for a couple of weeks to give a proper feedback on it. But I did it on a weekly video, but I didn't need to do it here, so that's why we brought it in. But yeah, it's a cool little bit of kit. Right, last little bit of the day. Adam's redoing what he needs to do with tests because we've extended stuff across, which is usual. Every board change we've done recently, it's always been extending, hasn't it? I'm filling the iPad in, which we will then attach across. And guess what part this is, Ad?
Oh, Tradify.
It is Tradify. Tradify is my job management app, and this is the simple and easy way where I've already quoted. It was February, and realistically, you're given within 28 days to do stuff, without prices and materials changing and whatnot, which does happen. And we are in the very, very late end of July. I've got no problem keeping it the same. It is what it is. It'd be different if it was a full rewire where the price of copper's gone up and changed and bits and bobs have all gone different in the world. But right now, so I'm going to do the certificate. I will then export it through what I use is TieSoft Easy Cert. Export it straight across to Tradify. But the good thing on Monday is we're doing a little EICR for a friend. And with that, Tradify now has a certification software on the app itself. So on Monday, we'll be running through and doing an EICR with the software, see how easy it works, what we like, what we don't like, what can be changed, or what we think is good. So all the links below for Tradify if you want to do estimates, quotations, and now certification. I know if you're a plumber and a gas engineer, they already has the gas certs across for you guys, so they're bringing it across to electricians. Hit the links below, 50% off for 3 months, and can save yourself some time and jump on the bandwagon with us. Right, we finished the job. The customer's Canadian family turned up towards the end, so we stopped filming because it was kids and all that sort of stuff. Went really well. You're happy. You did a wicked job. I'm happy. Just awkward. Once again, awkward. Yeah, so that's what it's like when you've got to move board. We've done it loads of times now. We probably won't be doing any more videos for a long time on moving boards. But there is different ways, means, and methods and stuff before, like we've done before. AD boxes. With the one I did years ago, it had the old Wagos in it, you got the DIN rail connectors. People do ask me, it's a common question as well, with those DIN rail connectors we've just used, the DIN rail at the back is actually plastic. So it doesn't joint through all the CPCs in the back and mess around with your results, because I've had that before years ago when I did it, when they were old, just normal terminal screw ones. But these ones are different, they actually have been thought about. I'd like to see the box change, I'd like to see a lever connector on both sides, not just one, but that's just my preference. Anyway, like the video, share, subscribe, all that jazz, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye then.